Good morning or afternoon, whatever time of day it is, wherever you are. Um, it's certainly morning here. For match day, Bournemouth versus West Ham. I'm really looking forward to today. I've been just aching to get back to football and domestic football, you know what I mean, and missing West Ham play. So, yeah, looking forward to it. And we've got a bit of team news this morning from X. I want to talk about that. Talk about the lineup we think we might see from Nuno. I think it's a few selections he's got to make today, actually. It's not quite as what's the word? Sort of positive as I first thought yesterday. Not that it's a bad situation. In fact, I still think it's quite all right. But there are a few issues that I think we need to. West Ham will have to deal with today. I'm taking it anyway. But we'll go through what X has said on his team news update, and then we'll discuss it from there. Also, got a little bit of news from Bournemouth, which I think is very, very good news in terms of their injury situation for us today. So, yeah. Look, if you're new to the channel, though, do subscribe. We are a growing channel, so we really appreciate your support. Yes, if you double check, there'll be quite a few of you who watch this quite regularly, watch the channel. But you might not be a subscriber, so you can check. Much appreciated. Also, hit that like button and the hype in, all that stuff. Gets us in a good mood. I'm in a good mood for today. I'm really, really looking forward to today. Looking forward to watching this game. And I hope you are too, for whatever you're doing today. Right, let's talk about West Ham. Let's talk about the team news, first of all. So this is from XWHU employee this morning, hot off the press. West Ham are said to welcome back Nicholas Fulkrug to the squad today, following a thigh injury for today's game against Bournemouth. There have been a couple of late fitness tests before selection. It was confirmed with a key player set to be a potential doubt. I'm going to come back to that in a second. This game appears to have come too soon for Mavropanos in return from his hamstring strain, which is a shame because I think he would have been a decent addition to the squad today. I think it's a tough game in Bournemouth, isn't it? You've got to be right on it defensively. But not to say, to be fair, defensively, I think we've been quite strong recently. So hopefully we can continue that. But but Mavropanos is not going to be in the squad by the looks of it. The manager described Lucas Paqueta as being irreplaceable in his press conference in the week, but a solution will have to be found as he misses the game following his fifth yellow card of the campaign. Nuno, this is interesting. Nuno has had 2 weeks to work with players who haven't been on international duty, and he's thought the likes of Ezra Myers, Earthy, Igor, and Luis Guilherme have all impressed very much during this time. So that's quite interesting to note that, and I'll tell you why in a minute. With at least Lucas Paqueta missing, there will be some changes from the winning side today, with the most obvious choice appears to be bringing in Thomas Souček, but the manager could be tempted to change the system for a tough away fixture. So I'm going to come quickly to Brighton and Bournemouth even in a sec. First of all, Nicholas Fulkrug back in the squad. I mean, look, I'm not a big fan of Fulkrug, as you well know, but or maybe you don't know, but I'm not the biggest fan, really. I'm not that he's a terrible bloke or anything like that. I just don't think he's really delivered, and I'm just, he clearly wants out. I just kind of not, quite looking forward to seeing the back of him, really, and us getting in a new striker. However, that being said, having him fit and available is a positive. There's no two ways about that. We need as many bodies as we can, and so it's not a negative at all. And he gives us another option. So I'm quite happy with that. But that being said, I don't want to see him starting. I want to see Callum Wilson start because I've been impressed with Wilson. So I hope that means we're not going to see Fulkrug start. That's what I will say to that. As I say, Mavropanos not being available is a blow. I was hoping to see him back. I mean, he can't be far off because he has been training. We've seen the videos this week. West Ham have released training videos of the squad, etc. And Mavropanos has been firmly involved in all of that. So I'm quite surprised he's not available. So I would imagine it's more to do with match fitness, maybe. He's just not quite there, so he needs a little bit more time. But it looks like he's very close to returning. So the interesting thing, of course, is what I hinted at. Sorry, it said a key player is out. I think one person that's absent from the videos has been Somerville. So I think that could be a concern. I think possibly that might be the case that we're missing him, which is interesting because then he references Guilherme as being a player that's been as one of the players that's impressed. I really like the fact we're seeing Myers, Earthy as well here, and they're doing well in training. That's good. But Guilherme being available is a positive in terms of if he's impressed Nuno, and he could be available because it could well be we've got a call upon him if we haven't got Somerville. Look, I'm not saying Somerville's out, but I just looking at the video of yesterday, he wasn't in the training videos at all. So I thought that was a big noticeable absentee. So I think that could be the thing. So it could well be without Paqueta and Somerville. Then that's my guess on this. And obviously then the hint there as well for Thomas Souček possibly coming in for a change of system. I don't want it to be a change of system. I've got to be honest. I think we've found our feet now. I think we've found what works for West Ham. I don't want to see a big shift from anything. This is my feeling. I would like to see the same back three, but I was thinking maybe on the left you could put Kyle Walker-Peters at left back and then push forward players in that left wing role. Possibly that's an option. But if Guilherme has been impressive in training, I'd rather see him come in because I want to see him playing. And at the end of the day, we need to be seeing this player. You know, I did say this recently. It feels like a bit of a make or break time for him now as a player. You're like, well, you know, if there's opportunities in the squad for him to get into the team today, and he's still not able to take it, it's almost like, well, when is he ever going to get a go? Because he's been here long enough now. It's not as if he's just arrived. He's been here for a prolonged period. You know, with training, he should be up to speed now with this. You know, not up the league because he hasn't really been playing in the league, but he's been certainly playing with Premier League players. So yeah, I'd like to see him involved today. So that would be my interest. And also the midfield. I mean, it kind of. I would say the kind of obvious for this would be putting Fernandes in the number 10 role, like Lucas Paqueta's more sort of advanced midfield role, and then having the sort of double pivot as it was with Potts and Magassa. That's kind of what I'm guessing that the manager's going to do today. But it's interesting. It's good to hear that we've got players that have been impressing this week, and hopefully, I mean, I'm a part of me is a little bit anxious reading this because it sort of does feel it does sort of bring back memories of the last international break, which was before the Brentford game. If you remember rightly, it was said there was quite a lot of players that had impressed then, and obviously they would have been, I'm guessing, Irvin and Souček in midfield and all that. We saw that, and it really wasn't good. So I'm really hoping that doesn't mean I've worked with a few players this week and they're all going to suddenly come into the first team. I can't imagine we will. My guess is that obviously we've got Paqueta out, so we've got to replace him. My natural replacement for him is Fernandes, but then you've then got to look at replacing Fernandes, which I would say then is Magassa. Is then comes in to start, and then I would then say, look, if we are without Somerville, it looks like he hasn't been training as far as I can see. There's obviously hints that there's issues in the squad, so it could well be that if he's out, you need something to think about. As I say, the two options for me are you either put Diouf in there and put Kyle Walker-Peters at left back, or you then do you put Guilherme in there. That's kind of my feeling. As I say, I'm glad Nicholas Füllkrug's available. I think it's a positive, but I don't want to see him starting. I want to see Wilson playing this game, especially against his old club. I'm sure he'd be itching to get there. And, you know, he's that sort of player and that sort of character. I can imagine he'd be itching to get out there today and grab a goal against his old club. Do you know what I mean? So let's wait and see. In terms of Bournemouth, though, really positive. Justin Cliver is out. Gannon Doak is out. And Semenyo is a serious doubt. So if he's out, that's three big players for them that are missing, which could be a real big boost for us today. Playing a side that have just come off the back of a 4-0 defeat. When I say just, I mean, it was 2 weeks ago, which is a little bit annoying, but they still come off the back of 2 defeats. They lost 3-1 to Man City and then 4-0 to Aston Villa. So you've got a feeling that they could be feeling a little bit vulnerable, confidence a little bit drained, and they're going to need to respond today. So hopefully we can take advantage of that a little bit. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling positive today. I'm feeling positive. Although the team news isn't quite as healthy as I thought going in, I'm still pleased. I'm not looking at this and dreading this at all. I still think we've got a good opportunity today. It's going to be very interesting to see how we fare because I think this is one of them games where it'll be a real big gauge of where we are. Where are West Ham at the moment? Are West Ham a team that are turning a corner under Nuno? Because let's be honest, if we lose today, say 4-0, we're back where we were before Newcastle. It's almost like we're just back where we were in the mire. The feeling of dread will return very quickly. If West Ham go out there today and put in a good performance and get a result, I mean, even just a good performance, if you lose, but you lose the right way, do you know what I mean? Like Bournemouth had to work really hard to get the 3 points, then that's not too bad. You can take that, i.e. the better team win. But if West Ham can go out there and can put in a performance and get a result today, I mean, it would be a fabulous result. And it really would, I think, just send that signal of West Ham are turning a corner now and starting to climb the table. It's a big, big game for us today. And I think with these injuries for Bournemouth, I think there is an opportunity here. And I hope we can take it. But interesting to see. I'll be interested what the lineup is later. As I say, it's hard to predict. It's a little bit difficult with these suggestions of players that have been doing so well in training in the last couple of weeks. Pleased to hear it, but I don't want to see a repeat of what we saw before when we on the last international break. I hope that's not the case. Anyway, look, have a good one, whatever you're doing. I'll no doubt have something a bit later on after the game, so I'll catch you then. But look, enjoy your Saturday, whatever you're doing, and yes, come on, you Irons.